Baroness MOAN. Joining us in the studio to talk about this is Piers Pottinger. He's the founder of Europe's biggest PR firm, Bell Pottinger. Piers, you've advised Tory Prime Ministers. I know you've advised quite a few members of the House of Lords too. Where would you start with Baroness MOAN after that absolute car crash interview?
Well, I don't think anyone could advise her when she admits she's a liar.
Yeah.
It's interesting, her husband's called Barrow Man, and I would say he looks more like a Barrow boy.
Yeah.
And seems to have behaved like it. I mean, that ridiculous interview with Laura Kuenssberg was absolutely extraordinary. I mean, on the one hand, she says, I lied. But she says, I didn't wish to pull the wool over anyone's eyes. I mean, it's extraordinary. And once you lie to the press, you're finished with the press.
Yeah.
Why should they ever believe you again? And on top of that, her lawyers lied to the press. They wrote letters to at least The Guardian, I think all the papers, saying she was categorically not involved. Now, if you're advising a client, you have to trust them.
Yeah.
How do the lawyers trust her? Because she obviously lied to them, or they were lying as well, in which case that's a breach of legal practice. So there's something very wrong here, and I think the YouTube documentary, which is even more farcical, I actually thought it was a Steve Coogan spoof.
I know.
It's absolutely preposterous what she's doing, and if I was a judge or a member of a jury, she's at the moment facing a criminal and civil prosecution. In either case, I would have thought that would prejudice what she's done. Actually, it hasn't helped. It's made things worse for her. I think it's extraordinary. I know her type, a rather ruthless, determined, impatient entrepreneur. And I think when she was given her peerage, I suspect it was a token gesture to the Scots, because they didn't have, I think, in that honours list many other Scots, and they thought, oh gosh, we better give it to someone. Here's a Scottish lady entrepreneur, perfect. But I mean, look at this mess. It's shocking. And also the profiteering at the time of one of Britain's biggest crises.
60 million.
Any way you look at this, it's disgraceful. And to say she was protecting her family, I'm sorry, I don't see how anyone can believe that. It's absolutely... She's trying to defend the indefensible.
What do you think she was trying to achieve from that interview? Because she admits to lying, but she says she hasn't done anything wrong and she doesn't think she's got a case to answer for it. It looked as though, to me, she wanted people to feel sorry for her, to feel sorry for her family and the press intrusion, and it's totally backfired.
Yes, protecting my family stuff. I'm sorry, it really doesn't wash. And it's a bit like Nicola Sturgeon, also facing potential court action, who keeps saying, I've done nothing wrong. I mean, they seem to... People in those kind of positions, it seems to be the vogue to say, oh, I lied, that's perfectly all right, and I've done nothing wrong. Sorry.
But also admitting that, sorry...
No, I was going to say, she said that it's not a crime to lie to the press, but when she's lying to the press, she's lying to everybody.
Of course she is. And she's lying. I mean, it is never a good idea to lie, because once you start lying, you've got to continue lying to keep the lie alive, as it were. And I always used to advise my clients who sometimes wanted to lie, please don't do that, because it doesn't work. And also, if a client ever lied to me, I'd immediately resign their business. And I would imagine that Michelle MOAN's lawyers now must be thinking about that.
Yeah, I can't remember who they are, but I mean, I don't suppose they're cheap.
No.
And I, like you, and I saw, because they were threatening some newspapers with defamation proceedings,
yes,
which are hugely expensive.
They've sent letters signed by themselves declaring that their client has no involvement, and therefore they must have believed it. Now, if they knew she was lying, I mean, my goodness me, who's ever going to take that firm? It's the firm of lawyers' reputation on the line here, just as it is Michelle MOAN and the Barrow boy.
Okay.
Right, stay with us, Piers.
Thank you very much.